Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. Thanks so much for being here. Whether you're catching me live on Facebook or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, I'm so thankful that you're joining me. I'm Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I am here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering to craft together or you making handmade items to share with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. First up, as always, we go to Friday Night Stampin', and Russ was back in the house this weekend and boom, pulls off a win with his Badger card. So we have new to us at least, Forever Plaid embossing folder, and then he took the plaid designer paper with that. So very, very cute. Hello, Penny. So nice to see you. So yeah, and of course, you guys love a cute critter as much as we do. So I think that's, one of the reasons why he got so many votes. And then I did want to point out that both this Hearts and Hugs and the Round We Go set that I used to make my card are both on the last chance products list. So definitely, if those are things that you love and you have not picked up a set for yourself yet, head on over to my shop and pick those up before they're gone, because they're just while supplies last once they get to the last chance list. All righty, so that's Friday Night Stamping. Congrats again, Russ. Let's see, I wanted to remind you that the next free class I'm holding here in Bloomington is the fourth Saturday of the month. That is June 28th. It's from 1 to 4 in the afternoon, but it's a quick kind of drop in for whatever time you have. We make one quick card, and you can attend up to 3 of these classes for free. So it's my way of getting to know the people in Bloomington Normal area and to introduce them to stamping if they're not familiar with it. So a couple more things I wanted to talk about. I want to remind you all that we do have the virtual album retreat that is coming up next month. So you purchase the month-to-month album kit. It's something like that. It's all on the website. But you purchase that kit. It's a $250 kit. It makes 12 two-page spreads. They are monthly spreads, so you'll basically have an entire year's album done within this retreat. And then you automatically get invited to a private Facebook group where they will be holding the retreat next month. So that is one thing that's going on. And all of those videos and everything will be available on repeat. So even if you're not available when the retreat's going on, you can always go back and revisit those. The other big thing that's going on is our BOGO on sweets and sweet products. There has been some confusion as to what this is. So again, if you click on the shop link in the description, it'll take you there and you'll see a banner for the BOGO up there. If you click on that, you will literally see all of the sweets. And I believe we have 27 different suites of products right now. So you can either purchase the entire suite and then get one half off, or you can purchase any combination of products within any of the suites. So you could purchase, say, some designer paper from one suite and then designer paper from another suite, and you would get that second one half off. Here's the other thing I want to make sure you understand, though, is you're going to get half off your least expensive item. So you have to kind of play around a little bit. It may be best to put in like 2 orders in order to get the best deal. So let's say you want a couple of stamp and die bundles, right? You want the stamps, the dies, you want 2 bundles. And then you also want the designer paper to go along with those. If you put all 4 of those products on one order, you're going to get the bundles at full price and you'll get half off of those designer papers. So it's more cost effective for you, better value, is to place an order with those bundles on it. You'll get one of them at half price, and then place another order for your designer papers and you'll get one of those at half price. So a little bit of helpful math for y'all. Excuse me. Okay, so that's all the housekeeping stuff, blah, blah, blah. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or shoot me a message and I will be happy to clear up any confusion. It is Technique Week here in the studio, and this week we are doing custom striped elements. And this is actually something that was shared on Stampin' Up's Facebook page. So they have a company Facebook page, and every week they do Technique Tuesday. So that's actually sometimes where I get my techniques. Sometimes I get them elsewhere, but this one happened to come right from the Stampin' Up Facebook page. And so I immediately looked through my dies and whatnot to see what would be good. And I came back to those cute sailboats, you guys, because they're just perfect for this. But I do have a couple other things to show you too. And then I thought I wanted to do rainbow because it's so striking, it's so bright, and it's also Pride Month, so that was perfect. But I do have an alternative to show you at the end that is various shades of green. So it'll kind of give you an idea of what kind of things you can play around with this. Okay, so this particular technique is a great use of your scraps. You're going to need our adhesive sheets, which do come in a package of, let's see, you get 12 6 by 12 inch sheets in a pack. And let me tell you, this lasts a long, long time unless you're like going gangbusters on it, right? So, but what I did was I decided I was going to take these two sailboat sails. I was just going to make the sails rainbow stripes. And so I just kind of figured out, okay, I can fit both of those on here, and I measured it out. So I knew how big of an adhesive piece I needed, right? So you're going to want to start out, and I'm going to put my little silicone mat down here so I don't glue everything to my grid paper. You're going to want to peel the backing off of your adhesive sheet, which is sometimes, I know, easier said than done. Whew, there we go. Okay. So you just peel the backing, and then this whole sheet is now just one big thing of adhesive. And here is how you're going to use your scraps. So I just took some scraps out of my folders in all the rainbow colors, and I cut them into little 1/8 inch strips. Okay. You could do this very uniformly the way I did, or you could just do it, you know, whatever width you want. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to go ahead and apply them in rainbow order. So the colors that I used are Poppy Parade, because it's my favorite red. It's so bright and cheery. Pumpkin Pie, because it's really just that true orange. Daffodil Delight, because it is a nice bright but clear, true kind of yellow as well. Granny Apple Green, because we love a Granny Apple Green in this house, don't we? The Azure Afternoon. And as I'm placing these, I'm just kind of pushing them up against the one next to it, just to make sure there's no gaps so that the adhesive doesn't come through, right? You don't want your card sticking to the middle of the envelope. Night of Navy for a nice, good indigo. And Gorgeous Grape. Now, I obviously have a lot of adhesive sheet to go, so I just started again from the top. And we're just gonna, so you could work your way back out from grape, or you could start again from red. On the green card I'm gonna show you later, I actually worked back out from my lightest to my darkest green. So I kind of worked in darkest to lightest and then back out. So it's totally up to you. That's the beauty of handmade, right? You can do whatever you want. So I'm pretty excited. Penny is on live tonight. Penny and I are actually getting together this weekend, which we don't get to do very often because we're about, I don't know, 2.5 hours or so apart now, at least 2 hours, I guess. But we have a demonstrator only virtual event this weekend. So she's coming for a sleepover. Yee! Yes, so very excited about that. So we've got a new product. Oh, I showed you last week when my order came in. That was all stuff for this virtual event that we're having this weekend. So I will be cutting cardstock and pretty papers and whatnot in preparation for that. We have to figure out, I figured we'd go out to dinner on Saturday night as well, Penny. So we have to figure out where you want to go. Do you want to, like, do you want to do like Mexican food? Do you feel like Italian? There's so many places to eat down here. Like, it's not even funny. So this is the other thing I found to be pretty important with this is to really get a good coverage on that adhesive and really get everything adhered. I just went over it quite a few times with my bone folder. Okay, now we are ready to do some die cutting. All right, let me make sure I'm good here. Yes. Okay, so we're going to die cut our sails. Now, everything I'm die cutting tonight, you could actually use the mini machine for, which I did put in the supply list. That's linked in the video description. Take you to my favorite place. Okay, I have a few, so I will narrow it down and I will figure that out. But yes, you could use the mini for any of this, but because I kind of tend to do things all together and whatnot, I'm just using my large one. So the other thing you want to do is kind of mark. You can either trim those ends even with there. I'm going to do this over my garbage can so they don't go flying everywhere. But I just want to know where the end of my adhesive sheet is. So I just trimmed them up. But I want my die cuts to be stuck together. Okay. So I'm going to put one of these straight up this way and the other just nestled next to it. And then I will tell you another very important lesson I learned when I was making my cards. So pretty. Like, I feel like I might just use some of those strips for other things. All right, before we get to all of that, let's die cut everything else we need while we've got it out. So there's a lot of scraps I'm actually using this on this card because I'm just kind of cutting different pieces out of different things, right? So I need to cut my sailboats. I'm going to cut them out of the poppy. I need a couple of clouds. And then we will cut the waves next. So this is why I tend to use my large die cut machine, because it is easier to just stack a bunch of things and send them all through one time. But if you were using the mini, you could totally, like I said, it would fit all of the things we're die cutting. Oh my goodness. Honey, I can't wait for you to see the area I do this in, because I know you guys all are like, oh, that's how I craft all the time, but I'm a little bit more, I don't like messes. It gets too overwhelming for me. So we've got a couple of different wave dies in this sailboat set that I thought were really cool. So I actually was trying to figure out exactly how they work. And they basically cut the little openings out, but then they cut along the top. So they don't cut the bottom piece. So I am going to just pop those out of, let's see, Misty Moonlight and Basic White. Again, some kind of scrap pieces. So this is a really fun project for lots of scraps. And then I also love these couple of pieces that get left behind. So I'm probably going to be making some cool cards out of those as well. I was like, ooh, those are neat. All right. Clean those out later. All my die cuts over here. And all my dies out of the way. All right. And also time to take off my slippers. I know you guys are like, it's 80 some degrees out. Why do you have slippers on? Because my studio is in the basement. So, and the floor is usually a little chilly. So I have what we lovingly refer to as downstairs slippers that just stay in my basement. Okay, and also like look at that cool little sliver. And I just feel like I need to put that on something. So this is a bad project if you have like some hoarding tendencies, because you're just gonna want to use all of the little pieces. So but other than that, it's really awesome because like I said, you get rid of a lot of your scraps. So yes, so I had my slippers on because the floor is cold, but now I'm like, I always get warm when I'm in the middle of, crafting things up. And so now the slippers had to come off. And I'm pulling out the cloud cover color. Hello, Lucia. Which I have not used a lot of yet. I haven't used a lot of any of the new in colors. So I know we'll be doing some of that this weekend. That'll be fun. So now, firstly, I'm doing my waves. Got all my little, yeah. So I'm just going to put a little bead of a line of liquid glue down at the bottom. And then we'll put make sure I'm on camera. Yeah. Put our Misty Moonlight kind of just up to that. Because that way you're going to see the white through the holes in the Misty Moonlight, and then you've got the white foam above it. So I thought that looked kind of cool. I'll pop that on the bottom of the card. I liked the cloud cover. I was trying to figure out what color the sky would be. And a lot of times the sky above the ocean is it's a little stormy looking, that kind of thing, right? Oh, Lucia, I think you're going to need this bundle. It is like my favorite. I have reached for it like 3 weeks in a row now. Oh, it's so funny. So yeah, you're definitely going to want this one. Okay, so we're going to leave our clouds for last. Next, we want to attach our little sails to our boats. So now here is the lesson I learned when I was making my alternative card. I started to put that one together first. And one of the things I love about the adhesive sheets is that, oh, hey, you just peel off the backing and you've got a sticker. Well, if you have a bunch of strips that are held together by adhesive and then you pull off the backing, you're going to have a bunch of strips that are separate and have adhesive. So you need to leave the backing on this one for this because that'll keep all of your strips together. So I did kind of learn that the hard way. And so I had to alter my other card just slightly. And I think it turned out really cool. So it's fine. But that is a little lesson I learned. Oops. All right. There we go. Yeah, and with this one, you only need it. So I just use a little liquid glue. You only need it on the straight sail because it's going to go right on top of that straight part of that boat. Oh, I love this set so much. Super, super fun. Okay, so there we have our fabulous sailboats. I absolutely love them. They're just gorgeous. All right, one of them is going to go straight onto the card. Kind of tuck him into a wave there. And the other guy is going to have dimensionals. I know. I didn't think everything was going to fall apart either, clearly, because it did. I was like, oh no. I had taken all that time to put all those stripes on and oops. So it was kind of a little happy accident because, like I said, I did really like the way things turned out. So we're fine. All right. I need a skinny strip for the bottom of my boat here. So I don't know if you're aware, we do actually have strips, dimensional strips, but they also are a little thicker because they're usually used for shaker cards, and you need more room between your cardstock and the window sheet. So, all right. Oh, my backing's off. I'm also looking around, Penny, thinking, oh, I've got to do some tidying up before you get here too. It's not going to be perfect, and I know you don't expect that, but you know, it should look better than it does now. Okay, we'll pop a couple of clouds in. I don't know why I keep recapping my glue. Tuck that one right behind. All right, so now we just need a greeting. So the other one I did was a congratulations, but I think a happy retirement would be nice too, right? You've shared pictures of your craft room, so I know that you're not going to be like appalled at my craft room. I know you'll probably be pretty excited because let's face it, the products are organized very well. It's all the stuff that's like, oh, this doesn't have a home, so let's just pile it here. All right, so let's do a little happy retirement. Get our Misty Moonlight ink. We have a spot right up here. Nice. Oh my, just stamped on my hand. Okay, and then we've got our thick white cardstock. Because I do like a nice crisp white with sailboats. Thank you. I absolutely was just so excited about the rainbow sails. They're so pretty. And there we go. You could totally add some Wink of Stella to your waves or add some bling, but I kind of just liked it with just those rainbow sails just really popping out. Awesome. So that is how you do your custom striped elements. So look around your craft room and see like what dyes you think might be look good in that, punches, all sorts of things like that, right? So I told you I did have an alternative, and I do. Very clean and simple, but look at those leaves. So I used shaded spruce, granny apple, and lemon lime twist. And I went from the darkest, and then I went to the lightest. Oh no, and there's a garden green in there too. I thought I used 4. So I went darkest to lightest and then back out again. And this was what happened. So this particular grouping of leaves right here actually has a frame that goes around it that was also included. And that's the part I started pulling the adhesive backing off, and then I lost all my little pieces. So I thought, okay, change of plans. I'm just going to cut it right here and here. We're going to cut that frame off and I'll just use the leaves and the other leaves that I cut. And then this particular piece, I cut from inside the die, so it would literally just kind of jigsaw puzzle right in to those leaves. So cool, huh? See, so happy accident, even when you mess something up. Yes, Lucia, I think I see sailboats in your future for sure. And I can't wait to see what you do with them because you work completely differently than I do. So okay, so as always, the supply list is linked in the video description for our sailboat card, so you can see what that is all about. And then in this week's newsletter, which goes out Wednesday morning, I will have supply lists for both of them, plus measurements for both cards, so you can see that there. Next week, we're going to be doing another fun fold. It's that time already for that, so That's all I have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Here's your reminder. If you picked up something new tonight, go ahead and tag your bestie in the comments or share the video with them so that they can learn a little something new too. Till next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.